Hi everyone, welcome to this. Hey guys, welcome to this strategic planning pre-assessment video. I'll keep it as brief as I can for you. Looking forward to sharing with you some more insights that leading up to your assessment, and happy to give you some more great tips. So of all the things that you could have done right now, you're here. So well done. You've decided to invest your time in your own growth. So well done for that. Taking care of yourself, your own growth, and contributing to those of the lives whose lives you touch. So welcome. You've been in class with me now for a few weeks, and I think by now you know that my passion is, training and assisting other people to be all they can be. So I'd like to start this this session with a brief video that I did share in class the other night. So let's have a look at this video that I'd love to share with you now, and it does have a lot to do with what we are talking about. So here we go. Interesting, isn't it? How this is. Let me just get rid of that so we can move on. Okay, great. So interesting how the group, when it were not together, they weren't holding together. They were separated. Yeah, they were separated from each other, separated from their own. There was leadership, but there's certainly in the leadership there certainly wasn't any union. Yeah, they were very much separated. So interesting slide or little video that I think there we had. So have a think about what that means for us. If we're planning our own business. That was about, of course, about Troy. So take those lessons, whatever lessons that you might get out of that, and put it into your business. And so what does it mean? What kind of people do you need around you, and what kind of leadership must you portray in order for people to want to follow you? So guys, business planning and delivery, we've been through this slide before, but just very quickly. The strategic plan includes business plan, the sales and marketing plan, the property management plans, the project management, project marketing, sales planning, and any other kind of information or feedback that you need to gather from your clients and from your team internally as well. Yeah, externally and internally, you need to get some feedback to know where you're at. It's really important that you actually do that. So What I'd like you to notice now, that on the screen you have a slide, and it's about strategic planning. Take note, on the bottom left-hand corner, there's a little tick, and beside the tick there is an LG3. LG3 implies, gives you a hint that this is in your learner's guide, page number 3. Yeah. So the assessment is open book, so you're welcome to bring your learner's guide with you and your notes that you have taken in class, and any handouts that I've given you. So bring that with you, and that will serve you very well in the assessment. So strategic planning is the managerial process of developing and maintaining a strategic fit between the agency's objectives and the resources and the staff, yeah, and it's changing market opportunities. So it's all of that combined. One of the other things I'd like to talk to you about here is also the format system. Now, the format system is a way of learning, but the format system applies to us in all parts of life. It really is something that you want to get your head around and understand how people learn. I've discussed with you in class about the DISC personality profiling, and this is another management theory that we use, another formula we use to help us understand what's going on with people around us and our business. So if I go to the next slide for you for a moment, and again, there's the Learner's Guide 3 for you there, and the little tick. So some of these things you might want to make a note of for upcoming, events. So why would you want to be in business in the first place? We need to have a really big why. If you don't have a big enough why, then you won't achieve your goals. Yeah, you won't achieve any objectives, because it has to be a very, very, a big why. Bring the why in, and it's not about yeah, look, everyone wants to make money. I understand that, and we're all there. But it's not the most important thing. What's the most important thing? What's the top of the list for you about that? For some people, it's freedom. They want to have freedom. They want to have flexibility. They want to make money, of course. They want to fulfill themselves. They want to fulfill their dreams, and you can always also use this for leverage to enjoy a great lifestyle. This is what it's all about, I think. It is for me, at least. Again, there's no right or wrong here, guys. It is what it is for you, but I'm just giving you some indication here on the screen as to how it works for me, and maybe for some of you as well. So what's the what? What is a business? It's a vehicle. It's a vehicle you use to make money, right? To serve others. Some people do what they do in order to serve others, to serve and support and nurture others, to help others achieve their goals. That's what it's about for me. It's an opportunity to set new industry benchmarks, and you want to take that on board as well. You want to really, really introduce in your business service excellence. I really highly recommend that. It's something that it is out there in some places, but not a lot. So it's something that I recommend that you start looking at, and how you can totally serve and be paid for that as well. It's an investment, of course. We have to have return on investment. The ROI, of course, is return on investment. So it's an investment that you can you put your money into this investment, and you want to be able to get a great return. So how do you do that? What are some of the things we need to include, of course, in our business planning is research. And we need valid and factual data, information from many recognized sources about our marketplace in real estate and the industry trends. So, we've got the Fair Trading, the REIA, New South Wales, EAC, and RP Data. So just some of the areas you can go to in order to find out some facts and information to help you in past trends and future forecasting as well. You also want to go inside. So your team, if you're the principal and you've got a sales team or a property management team, they're the guys at the cold front. They're the guys who are talking to the people every single day. So it's important to get feedback from your staff, and it's important for them to get feedback from your clients. Then we have the what if. So what else? What might happen if your sales team consistently ignored the KPIs, the key performance indicators? if they weren't achieving the KPIs, they weren't working toward a common goal. If that were the case, you would have very irregular performance and a loss of motivation, totally. Now, what would you do then? What would you want to have happen instead of that? You want them to pull together as a team, share the vision, support each other, and then the goals are aligned. What would that give you? Think about that. If you had a great team that supported each other all the way through. Some great things there for you to think about. So, all right. So, what I also want you to know here is that we actually have some, this assessment is going to be it's going to have some true false there. It's going to have some multiple choice, and it's going to have some short answers. So you need to be able to access lots of information so that you can read it and answer the question appropriately. So the true false. So okay, look at those questions on the screen. The fair trading is the main governing body for the real estate industry. Yes, of course that is true. The legislated or the compulsory CPD training an agent must undertake each year is governed by the Real Estate Institute of New South Wales. No, it's not. Yeah, that's false. Of course, it's governed by the New South Wales Fair Trading. So the association REIA, Real Estate Institute of Australia, is a great resource for agents starting out in business, in industry. Absolutely. RP Data is a real estate industry data collection organisation, allows agents to access the Land Titles Office information, including recent sales in each suburb across the east coast of Australia. Yes, absolutely. Realestate.com and Domain are currently the biggest industry portals to us agents and the consumer in the country. Yes, absolutely. The ACCC promotes competition and fair trade in markets to benefit consumers and businesses alike, and of course the community. Yes. The Property Stock and Business Agent Act 2002 and Regulations 2003 are now outdated. The legislation was updated in 2014. Now, some of you might be thinking that's true. It's not. There have been updates since 2002 and 2003, and there was even updates again this year. But the updates didn't change the Act or the regulations. They have been added to that same Act. So the Act, Property Stock and Business Agent Act 2002 and Regulations 2003 is not outdated. It's exactly as it is right now, just so you're aware of that. So the updates that have happened have been included in that Act, but the name of the Act hasn't changed. Hope that makes sense. So what kind of ruler are you guys? Think about that for a moment. Are you the kind of ruler that that loves to control? Are you the kind of ruler that leads from the front, or the kind of ruler that leads from behind? Are you the king or the queen who people love and adore? Or are you the kind of king and queen that people are frightened of? Are you the kind of leader that takes care of your staff and supports and nurtures your staff? Or are you the kind of manager or leader, if you like, that really doesn't care? All you're interested in is the cash. It's very important to understand that we need to be. There's a very big difference between a manager and a ruler. You might own the business, you might manage the business, but a ruler, a true leader and ruler is someone that your people want to follow. If you're an organized ruler and a strategic thinker, you might have insight and some wise quality about you that it's a real no nonsense strength that other people respect. Really truly organized rulers and strategic thinkers, they excel at taking charge and can think reasonably about and rationally about the situation. They're the kind of individual that takes on responsibility that others find stressful. So think about that archetype, the ruler, the king, the queen. This is what that archetype thrives on. Rulers have vision, and this is critical to the success of any business, in any role, and in life in general. An astute ruler knows that people are his or her biggest asset. In order for you to succeed in the long term, your business needs a vision, and people need to know what change is coming, how to improve on what we're doing currently into the future. Because without vision, the people perish. The people lose motivation, they lose heart. So the vision of the business gives the business energy. It motivates, and it helps to set the direction of the organization and the marketing strategy. So think about the kind of ruler that you might be, and again, when I talk about the archetypes and the ruler, I mentioned before in class that each archetype has different behaviors. They have shadow behavior and light behavior. So in shadow, we have these people can be overbearing and overpowering. They can be dominant and forceful. It's their way or the highway, which will totally dismiss others in different ideas. They're kind of left brain thinkers, and this makes them unaware of how they emotionally affect other people. People are your biggest asset. Remember that. People can then feel, suppressed and not listened to, and micromanaged and controlled. So think about that, the kind of ruler that you want to be in your own business. And if you don't want to be in your own business, that's fine too. But in life in general, you are always leading. You're always leading self, and you're leading others. A vision, guys, is really, really important. We need to have vision, as I've said before. So, if you're wanting to be around in the long term, the vision is necessary. And we need to know how we're going to change and improve. Yeah. So keep that in mind. A business gives us energy, and it helps to motivate the team, and of course gives direction, as I mentioned earlier on. So, do you want to be the kind of ruler that it's my way or the highway? Perhaps not. Maybe not such a good idea. So, what you're looking at is you want to have a really strong vision and a clear mission. What's the purpose of the business exist? What values and culture? What does management believe in? What kind of standards and behavior? What rules are there that guide how we operate the business? What about the strategies and the scope? What business are we in? And how do we perform? So the business mission is important to our sales and marketing planning, particularly which we're going to be doing next in our next unit. It provides an outline of how the marketing plan is going to fulfill the mission. It provides a means of evaluating and screening the market plan, make marketing decisions consistent with the mission. And it provides an incentive to implement the marketing plan. So we've had this slide before in class. So if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So we're looking at the strategic plan is looking at agency objectives and the resources we have, including our staff. Are they a strategic fit? The environment is always changing, and we need to be prepared for that. It's really important that we are prepared for that. So what are the 4 key areas for gathering information in your business plan? And again, look there on the bottom left-hand corner for some more clues. So it's there on the screen. We've got laws and legislation, our business or your business, current and past market, and the future market. So where do we go for that? Laws and legislation, of course. Are you compliant? Are you up to date with legislation? You must always know where to find the most recent legislation. Your business, well, what's coming up in the business right now? What's coming up with your staff, what's the feedback that you're getting from staff and from customers? What's going on in your business? Look at the current and past marketplace, as well as your own business if you've been in business for a long time. So only take enough time to look at the past to learn the lesson, but you focus on the future. The future market is we need to look at past trends in order to help us predict the future, but you want real information, real world information there. So that's a great slide there for you. The other thing you want to be aware of is the government acts and legislation. Now these you're going to need to give me a few of these. And working real estate, I don't need to have the actual name of the act and then the year, guys. But you need to give me some brief summary of what's on the screen. So anti-discrimination and equal employment opportunities is important for us in this business. Consumer protection, fair trading and trade practices, of course. Work health and safety, or OH&S. Privacy and taxation are just a few. Now you can add to that if you choose, but they're just a few to give you some hints of where to go. So fair trading guidelines have been put in place in our industry to help us as real estate agents. One of the areas that it's important is for the photography. We're not allowed to enhance photography in any way. It must be as is, true, and you can't, do any kind of work to take out, flag poles in front of the building or electricity, wires or things like that. And if you're using photography to show the location and it isn't the actual view, you can use a location shot, for example, if you're near a beach or a beautiful, golf course or parkland. But if it isn't the actual view from that apartment, from that house, from that townhouse, whatever it might be, you can take the picture and add the text, location shot, or you can put actual view if that's the case. So you need to be very clear on the photography and what it is. Disclosure is important about material fact. Remember that the Gonzalez case I mentioned to you, it happened a long time ago, to about 2003, I think it was. Our legislation changed as a result of that in real estate. That case, the murder house where he killed his whole family, the people who bought the property, who exchanged contracts on it, weren't aware, they said, initially whenever they bought the property. After finding out it was the murder house, I think they were, a Taiwanese family, I think, from memory, and they decided we don't want this place because, there's bad spirit here. And so the agents took it to court and lost. They spent, I don't know, over $80,000 on all their expenses in total, lost their licenses, and the business just went broke. So read up on that case, and that's material fact. It doesn't matter what you think. So if it doesn't bother you to live in a home that has had someone, die of or commit suicide or be murdered, that's fine. But that doesn't mean that your buyer, your potential buyer, isn't, or tenant, for example, it doesn't mean it wouldn't affect them. So it doesn't matter what you believe. It's what they believe. It's material for them. Yeah. So, and of course, you've got the disclosure about if you're gaining any kind of financial interest in the property, you must disclose that as well. And if you're selling the property on behalf of a family member, you must also advertise that his agent has interest in the property. Fraud prevention checklist was brought in mid last year in 2013, and it's we have to have proof. The vendor has to prove to us that they actually are the owners of the home, and they do that by, so they say who they actually are. So, a current driver's license with photo ID or a passport, current passport, international or Australian is fine. And then we also have two sub checklists, which are, can be your bank account, can be your credit card, Medicare, or things like that. So that fraud prevention came in last year. Price substantiation, your price must be fair, and you must be fair and equitable to all the clients and use factual data. So you can't you can't tell the owner, for example, their home is between 500 and 530,000 based on comparable properties that have sold in the last, say, 6 months or 12 months, and then tell a buyer that the home will sell anywhere from 400 or 450. That's absolutely illegal. You cannot do that. It doesn't matter what the property sells for. If the person wants to pay 500 or 600 for it, that's cool. But you're not allowed to quote under what the house is, what you've told the vendor the house is going to be worth. So there's just some guidelines for you to work with. Build capability and teamwork, guys. It's really important. So what is a team? A team is a small number of people or a large number of people. They have complementary skills, and they're committed to one common purpose. Yeah, the objectives of the organisation. They have performance goals, and they approach it with, you know, with they're positive. Yeah, and with the support of a great leader. So this they hold themselves mutually accountable. That's what a team is about. You know, we help each other in order to achieve the greatest of goals. 8 key reasons to network. You know, we've got word of mouth referrals. We all know word of mouth. That is the best and most cost-effective way of getting new business. If you do the right thing by your clients, they will do the right thing by you. Yeah, it really is as simple as that. Embrace mentorship. If you know, if you do something really well, then share that with your colleagues and have them want to do the same thing. It's very important, again, to work with each other and support each other. And you know, so we all have different strengths. We all have, you know, some strengths better than others. So utilize that in the team and take it forward. Find suppliers or alliance partners you can do joint ventures with to promote your mutual businesses. Take advantage of any market opportunities that come your way. When you do advertising for your clients, you know, take advantage of those opportunities and any other opportunities that come your way. You know, media, social media is really important here as well. Get the sparks firing and share the innovations around the team. I know a lot of real estate agents still, even today, it's hard to believe, I know, but are not really into social media and internet for that matter. But you know, you want to, this is when, you know, the younger people can actually mentor the older people who've been around for much longer, and they're not quite as confident with the internet, for example. Finding inspiration and enhance the vision. You're always looking for your people to, you know, working in collaboration, help each other find and enhance the vision. Enhance your level of communication. Understand people psychology. This is a people business. You must do your own ongoing training and really get to understand in depth how people tick. A great, absolutely the best way to increase your communication is using that kind of training. And of course, the other reason, the 8th reason there is you make good friends. In networking, you make good friends. So those are the 8 key reasons that you want to network. Let's look now at the smarter goals. When we're looking at smarter goals, it's and we've done this, of course, in class also, but when we're looking at, let's look before we go there. We'll look here. Where do you go to find past trends and data? Well, you can go to those at the bottom of the list there. We've got the REIA, EAC, RP Data, REI New South Wales, Census, Financial Review, the Australian. All that kind of information is available to you. Yeah, it's all available to you. So, and we certainly need it. We certainly need to know what on earth is going on in our industry, in our marketplace. What market trends have been around, and what's happening right now. Because people were going to come to you as the expert. You're the expert, so you need to research that as much as you possibly can. Where do you go for future markets? So if we go to, for example, past and current markets, if we go to those places we just mentioned before, then where do you go for future market? Well, future market is, it is difficult to accurately predict the future, of course, but if as long as you are committed to doing ongoing CPD training, and you must, of course, because it's a legal requirement, go to your training each year, and and learn as much as you possibly can. A lot of industries, a lot of people in the industry, still have a negative, thoughts about CPD training, but choose your training wisely. Yeah, choose them wisely and do that. Go to conferences, industry conferences and seminars and networking events. They're all ways that we can help you stay up to date with what's new in the industry. Really, really important. So look into that for your industry training. Then we look at the cost-benefit analysis. And the cost-benefit analysis, it's another management theory or set of formulas that you can use to measure the cost of proceeding in a project. Am I going to proceed with this? And look, I'm not going to go through this right now because I think it's important for you to do some more research. And then I've got lots of videos up there on the website for you, realfocus.com.au, and under your developed strategic plans. Also, if you look under the small business finance section, also there on the website, you'll find some videos, very short videos of how you can calculate the net present value and the return on investment. SWOT is really important for us to understand, and I know that you all understand SWOT and what it means. It's strengths and weaknesses and opportunities and threats. And it's more than that, yeah? It's more than that. It's about what do you do whenever you have a threat, yeah? You need to work on that, of course. So working on the threats, it's about neutralizing the threat and converting it to an opportunity, isn't it? So how are demand and supply expected to evolve in this industry? How do you expect the industry chain, the economics to evolve? What are the potential major industry going to discontinue? Yeah. What competitor actions do you expect? Just a few questions that you can ask yourself. So the surfaces, the potential opportunities. So threats arising from factors external to the business. Yeah. So even though it's external to the business, you need to know, and try as much as you can to find out as much as you possibly can, and then convert that into an opportunity rather than a threat. Strengths and weaknesses. What are your business units' assets or competencies that secure your competitive advantage? What are they? What are your business units' assets and competencies that weaken your competitive position? So find the weaknesses, address them, and build and make them strengths. So just as a thought starter, guys, that's something that you want to think about. Also, you've got the Porter's 5 forces. Now, the Porter's 5 forces, as I've said to you before, this is really a tool that that takes into consideration the majority of the environmental factors. So we can clearly see where the opportunities lie. And then looking at that, confirm if these opportunities are still present when we consider all the forces in play in the current market and the environment, yeah? So again, in your student guide there between 22 and 25, all the information that is there for you. Then the value chain analysis, well, apart from helping us understand which undertaking, which project we're going to benefit from, it also allows you to see where you are in the competitive market. So there's a brief summary there, and do some reading there in your learner's guide for more information on that. The pest analysis is another external tool that we use politically, economically, socially, and technologically. Where do we sit? Yeah. So looking at your learner's guide, you're going to see, and there is a question, of course, in the assessment about this, and I don't want, there's a couple of slides there, and they've got lots and lots and lots and lots of information in each quadrant. Don't give me all the information. highlight for me what you think is important in each quadrant, maybe 3 to 5, and add those to your answer sheets. Okay, there they are. As I said before, please don't give me all of that. Just give me 3 to 5 in each quadrant. So 3 to 5 political, 3 to 5 economic, 3 to 5 technological, and 3 to 5 socially. And that you'll find on your New Learner's Guide around about page 22. So we've been through that already, discussed it for you, but it's a nice visual for you. So again, neutralize the threats and convert them into opportunities. Address your weaknesses. Build on your strengths. Yeah, that's what the SWOT analysis is about. So the SWOT is what we do we're looking internally. The PEST and the 5 forces, we're looking externally. There we have a quick visual on the 5 forces. So who's new coming into the market? Well, you will be shortly, yeah? So let's say you're in the market. Who are your competitors? And what kind of rivalry is there among the competitors? What's the bargaining power of your buyers and your vendors and any suppliers that you have out there? Suppliers like realestate.com.au and you know, wherever you buy your resources from, your real industry, you know, forms and things like that. What's the bargaining power that you have there? What's the threat of any substitute products or services that are coming into the market? Yeah, again, looking externally. But what position are we in to be competitive? Looking at these 5 forces that shape our industry. We're looking now at market profile. How on earth do you get yourself known out there? You're new to the industry. What do you need to do in order to get yourself known? Interesting. So in the marketing planning coming up, I'm going to get you to do a marketing plan in the next unit, not for this unit, but you're going to want to really understand how you're going to put yourself out there. Look deep. Look at who your competitors are. What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? Who's the best in the industry? Be honest with your clients. Is it the right time to buy? Is it the right time to sell? Depending on their circumstance. Yeah. It matters not what the market's doing, really. It's important to know what the market's doing and tell them that. But you know, you want to be absolutely upfront. If you're if you're in this business to just make millions of dollars, and you don't care about people see straight through that, and you won't get the business. However, if you remember the word of mouth referral business, if you look after your client, if you look after your prospect, they will in turn look after you. It's karma. You know, what goes around comes around, I believe. So it's important that we actually understand what it is that we're going to be able to do to position ourselves out there in the marketplace. So here we go. Here are some of the ideas in order for information, gathering information and who we are. We want to have we have their information from realestate.com.au. We have information from, you know, Red Square and other RP data places like that. The land use map, I believe I got straight from Google, and it was from the New South Wales government. And then the change in education, institution attending. So whatever it might be, you know, all these demographics, you know, the census information, that can all be, you have access to that freely, yeah, as a real estate agent, as long as you subscribe to those organisations. So that's the kind of information you're looking for, and it's important that you get this information included in your plan. Make sure that your staff are trained and they understand what's current. Yeah. So why sell with an agent? Why should someone sell with you? Why should they? You need to prove to yourself, to them, how different you are. What's your competitive advantage? Some people are real estate agent certificate holders. Some hold a license. Some hold valuation qualifications. Some are auctioneers. Some do financial planning. Whatever it is, know your competitor. Know your competitor as much as you know you. Because when you're out there dealing with clients, they will have invited other people in, and you want to be in a position to know who they've invited in and what their typical strategies are. You need to know your competitors. You want to be able to use the right media, the right measure, and the right market. Very important. And we'll discuss that more in the upcoming marketing unit. But really, you don't want to be a generalist. There's too many generalists out there in the market. Look at that slide at the bottom there, at the bottom of the slide. You want to be, if you want to make more money, you do that by becoming a real estate specialist. If you are a specialist and an authority in your business, then price of your commission becomes irrelevant. They want you for you. The real power comes from, the diagnosis of what's going on, and when people see you as a celebrity, for example, there is no issue with price. It's like, he or she's a famous person, and I want them to sell my property or to manage my property, yeah? You want celebrity status. And we'll talk about that, as I said, in the upcoming marketing unit. So you want to be the expert, the celebrity. Education and experience are important. Local knowledge is important. Getting accurate pricing, market conditions, professional networker. But you know what? These days, our clients, the consumer, they have that too. They have the internet, don't they? A lot of them are very well educated and have great businesses themselves. So what is it that it's going to flick the switch for them to engage you? I think your best tool is negotiation, understanding people's psychology and negotiation. Yes, you also have the legislation and you work with due diligence. They don't necessarily know as much of it, but information as you do, hopefully. You want to be a great at building and maintaining relationships. And you have lots of referral business. Yeah, that's important. And you support them ongoing, long after they've purchased from you or long after they've sold from you. So you've got to find what it is. You're the expert. Be the celebrity and take it to that next level. There's lots of reading there for you from pages 34 and 35 on that. So again, here we are. Agency positioning. You've got core competencies. What are we good at? The 4 generic strategies are cost leadership, differentiation, cost focus, and differentiation focus. Are you going to be the kind of agent that keeps dropping your commission rate and leading the market because you keep dropping the interest rate? Or are you the kind of agent who charges premium price because you are different? You do things differently and you get better results. Those who are cost focused, I have to say, in my experience in the industry, that leads to the person going out of business eventually. It's very, very short term. Differentiation focus, however, is where I believe the best agents live. Look at the 5 forces, the Porter's 5 forces, the capabilities, the new entrants, bargaining power, the threats of other services, and the rivalry among your competitors. Know who they are. Remember, competitive advantage is a company's ability to perform in one or more ways that the competitors cannot or will not match. And the SWOT and the PEST. So that's a great slide there for you for agency positioning. What will you offer? Yeah, what will you offer? In this business, we all know we have property sales, we have management, we have property development. Some other kind of specialized services could be, a financial advisor, as long as you're licensed. We might also offer holiday services. We might offer strata management. Yeah. What else? What else could you offer in your business that is different and a step above the rest of your competitors. Think about that. So who do you need to be? Who do you need to be in order to make this work for you? Great question, isn't it? Are you the kind of person that is a visionary? Are you the kind of person that your business mission is important in sales and marketing planning? Because a visionary with strong, clear vision and a strong, clear mission, it provides an outline of how to market and how to put yourself out there. The marketing plan needs to seek and fulfill the mission, as does the overall strategic plan. So visionaries provide a means of evaluating and screening the marketing plan. The decisions must be consistent with the mission. Visionaries provide an incentive in their marketing plans. They take care of their people. So let's get back to just for a moment here on values. It's knowing what's important to you. When you're able to verbalize and write down what's important to you, it actually flushes out your values at an unconscious level. Now these may, these values are going to be different from different people. There might be some crossover from all the different staff that are around, but what you're looking for is like people who are like you in what's important to them. Because if you look at values in anything, in business or in life, what are my values in this relationship, in this business? What are my values with my family? All you need to do is ask yourself what's important to you about family, what's important to you about relationships, what's important to you about career, what's important to you about business. So ask yourself the question and the words will come. And from that, you can see what your own values are. And the why, don't forget the why. The why is important because values drive your behavior, guys. Give an example of that. Let's say you have a goal. I want to make X amount of dollars. Somewhere in your values, you believe that it's not possible, that money's a curse, or people with money are greedy, or money can't bring you happiness. Then your values are not aligned with your goals, and that will cause your motivation to drop. And that's why values are important. If, however, you looked at it, if you were the kind of person who's very giving and you wanted to share your knowledge, your wealth, and your love and respect for those around you, then that would be a whole different value set, wouldn't it? So are you the kind of leader that is micromanaging or macromanaging? Are you the kind of leader that people want to follow? Are you the Queen of Hearts, the King of Hearts? Look after and nurture your kingdom. Are you the magician, the one who makes things happen that nobody else can? Are you the kind of person who loves books, mentoring, teaching others? Or are you the kind of person who is after the Holy Grail and fights to protect those in their kingdom? Or maybe you're the innocent adventurer. You have lots of great ideas and you're a pioneer. Whatever it is for you, it's all good. But think about who you are and how that affects you achieving your goals. So guys, I'd like to share with you now just one more video. You're quite welcome to stay. I hope that you do, and I look forward to seeing you in class next week. And good luck with your assessment coming up. it'll be wonderful to get on to the next subject, which of course is marketing. So well done. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Fantastic. Well done, guys. Look forward to seeing you again, as I said to you, next week. And get ready. Get ready for our next our assessment and the upcoming marketing unit. It's going to be awesome. A little bit of danger zone there in the marketing session, but you know what? A little bit of risk is okay. So have an awesome week, and I'll talk to you again soon. Cheers for now.